A man's basic wage for a 40-hour week is $38.40 per hour. Calculate his weekly wage. So in order to determine his weekly wage, we're going to say 40 because it's a 40-hour work week. And we multiply that by the amount that he's paid per hour, which is $38.40. Now we multiply these two together and we have 40 times $38.40 and 40 times $38.40 and 40 times $38.40 is $1,536. So his weekly wage is $1,536. And that's the answer to this question. Next, it says that overtime is paid at time and a half. Calculate his pay for 1 hour of overtime. Now, they said that overtime is paid at time and a half. And so since they said that overtime is paid at time and a half, we use 1.5. If they had said that overtime is paid at double time, then we would have used 2. But they said that overtime is paid at time and a half, so we use 1.5, and we multiply that by the hourly rate. And so we have 1.5 multiplied by 30. So we have 1.5 multiplied by $38.40. And so 1.5 multiplied by $38.40 is actually $57.60. So his pay for 1 hour of overtime is actually $57.60. Next, we have to calculate his total wage for a week when he works 58 hours. So we have to calculate his total wage for a week when he works 58 hours. And so the first thing that we're going to determine is the number of hours of overtime that he worked. So if he works for 58 hours, how many hours of overtime is that? So we say 58 hours minus 40, and 58 hours minus 40 is definitely 18 hours. So the number of overtime hours worked is 18 hours. Next, we have to figure out the amount of money that he's paid from 18 hours of overtime worked. And so we say 18 because it's 18 hours of overtime that is worked. And we multiply that by $57.60. And we do that because that is the amount that he's paid per hour for 1 hour of, that's the amount that he's paid for 1 hour of overtime, $57.60. So we say 18 multiplied by $57.60. We multiply them together and we get $1,036.80. And so that's the amount of money from 18 hours of overtime worked. Next, we have to determine his total wage for a week in which he works 58 hours. So we have to add what? The basic weekly pay plus the overtime pay. And so what he get paid for his normal work week is $1,536, and we add that with overtime pay, which is $1,036.80, and we get $2,572.80. We get $2,572.80, and that's the total wage. That's his total wage for a week in which he works 58 hours, and that's the answer to this question.